Okay. Where do I get this waveform? It is an oscillator, so I don't want to put another source to connecting it to it. Where do I get? Some of you are very intelligent, very quickly can answer me. Take this square wave and integrate it. You get a triangular wave. So, if I put one integrator here and take the output of that and connect it back here, this fellow goes on giving you both triangular wave as well as a square wave continuously, right. So, you just have to do this integration here. And feed this back into this. Then at this terminal you will get a square wave, at this terminal you get a triangular wave, not necessarily even square wave, any pulse waveform. The only condition is that in the time that this reaches from minus V value to plus V value, the triangle should happen in the integration time. Understand what I am saying? If this is my square wave, when I integrate it to make it into a ramp, it reaches this point at this T1, and this voltage it has reached at this point must be exactly equal to switching voltage, right. So, the slope of that is now decided by V divided by this T1. So, the rate of this integration here should be governed by the value of the requirement of that this voltage V must be the V of the triangle must be divided by T1 must be equal to the slope of integration. And in a normal op amp integrator, what is the constant that you have there? Integration constant 1 by RC, right. So, the resistor capacitor you put here in the integrator, the product of that RC must be matching that requirement of this divided by this must be equal to RC. Okay, I mean you translated the RC problem from there to here, but you still have to put some R and C in the integrator, and the product of that R and C integrator must be such that that value is equal to correspond to the slope of this. If you do that, this feedback network will give you two waveforms, triangular waveform as well as a square waveform or a pulse waveform and a appropriate integrated triangular waveform. So, this is another simple way of generating a relaxation circuit which will give you square as well as triangle or a pulse waveform as well as a triangle. Stabilizing time or some name like that, and that is dependent upon the circuit to circuit. So, you will always have to wait for some time, and that wait is a very tricky word. In this sense, how much is that weight is also something. For example, you want a highly stable oscillator, people turn on the oscillator and wait for as much as 1 month. Very high stable oscillators. Am I right or not? In fact, they don't turn it off at all. Stable crystal oscillators, it takes so much of time for the stabilizer to give you stability is like 1 in 10 to the power of 10. It takes such a long time. That's why they suggest that primary standards should never be shut off, and you do not allow any power supply failures. Make sure that the power supply is always there, and so on. So, all those people who maintain time standards. So, I am giving an extreme case, but this is the practical case, nothing theoretical. It will take 1 year for it to stabilize. But generally, an oscillator, when you go to lab and turn on a oscillator, even your Wien bridge oscillator, it will take some time for the Wien bridge oscillator to stabilize. And that stabilization, I don't want to get into all this, but since you asked for it, the stabilization depends upon the nonlinearity. So, depend upon the nonlinearity in the circuit, the fast stabilization or slow stabilization is governed by the nonlinearity in the circuit and the type of nonlinearity. That is a theory by itself, so let us not get into that. Very complicated theory. Okay. So, answers your question, because don't think that by turning on the oscillator you get the. This is one of the problems in my communication. See, people try to say when you send FSK, frequency shift keying, you take two oscillators and switch them on for getting the two frequencies correspond to 1 and 0. And it's a very bad way of doing it, because it won't switch on immediately and stabilize to that frequency. So, you should never do that if you are doing an FSK using two oscillators. So, you always have to keep oscillators going and switch the oscillators. Never turn on the oscillator with the control signal. So, these kinds of cautions are always given because of these problems. You can also see where does this starting come from. After the autonomous system, I am not giving any input to it, and it is oscillating. At some stage, it is giving you some funny waveform, square wave or sine wave or whatever it is giving. So, how does it get that initial kick to get into that positive feedback loop and then go on oscillating? This fortunately comes from that signal which we normally call it a pain in the neck, which is a noise. The ever present noise, which we normally do not like, is the one which is responsible for self starting of the oscillator. The small noise that is there will give the small initial inputs for that to get into that oscillation condition, but take some time for that to settle down.